You know, in a world that is just full of spiritual noise, trying to find a clear direction can feel, well, pretty much impossible. Today, we're going to talk about how to cut through all that confusion and really connect with a source of guidance that's not only real and clear, but truly, deeply empowering.
Okay, so let's just dive right in. We all want some kind of spiritual GPS, don't we? Something to tell us, hey, you're on the right path. And so we turn to apps, to cards, to all sorts of tools looking for answers. But what if? What if the very things we're using for guidance are actually getting us lost? What if they're putting more distance between us and the truest source of direction we could ever have? And look, I get it. This whole search starts from such a good place. You want clarity, you want healing, you want to feel connected. I mean, these are beautiful, pure desires. The trap isn't in what you're wanting, it's in where we sometimes go to find the solution.
And let's be totally honest, the idea of a shortcut is pretty tempting, right? A quick card pull that promises to unlock the future, well, that feels a whole lot easier than patiently, day by day, building a deep, trusting relationship with the Creator. But that promise of an easy answer, that's the thing that can distract us from the kind of connection that leads to real, lasting growth.
And this, right here, this leads us to the absolute core of the issue, what I call the dependency trap. This is that sneaky process where a tool we thought was helping us quietly becomes something we feel like we can't function without. And just like that, it goes from being a guide to being a spiritual chain.
To really get this, let's talk about something we can call the parasite principle. Now, in nature, a parasite can't live without a host, right? Well, it's kind of the same in the spiritual world. Certain influences have no real power on their own. They need a human host. They need your attention, your belief, and your engagement to gain any kind of relevance or influence in your life. So this brings us to a really quick, honest self-check. A truly helpful tool is something you can pick up or put down freely. If it's not around, no big deal, it doesn't cause you any distress. But an anxious attachment, that creates a feeling of need. So, think about it for a second. Does the thought of not checking your cards, even for a day, create a little knot of anxiety in your stomach? If you can't walk away from it without feeling anxious, it's not just a tool anymore. It's got a hold on you. You know, this dependency, it works a lot like a spiritual drug. A reading can give you this instant hit of what feels like certainty, or maybe a moment of peace. It's treating this symptom, your anxiety about the unknown. But over time, each one of those hits is actually damaging the organ, your natural, God-given ability to trust and find peace from within. And just like any drug, the high wears off and you find yourself needing another fix just to feel okay again. Now, this kind of dependency, it doesn't just happen all at once. It's a process. It's this gradual narrowing of your spiritual focus that you can actually picture as a funnel. It takes you from simple, harmless curiosity all the way down into a state of spiritual captivity.
Okay, so here's how this funnel effect usually works. It starts at the top, where the entry is super wide. It seems totally harmless. Maybe it's just one tarot deck you thought was pretty. But then the path starts to narrow. Pretty soon you might feel like you need sage to cleanse your space, or you need certain crystals for protection. And the end point of that funnel, the narrowest part, is isolation. That's where you find yourself completely reliant on all these props and totally disconnected from the true living source of power. This really gets to the heart of the mistake we can make. Think about it like this. Imagine you get a letter from someone you love deeply. The paper it's written on, the envelope it came in, that's just the delivery method, right? It's disposable. The real treasure is the message inside, the love letter, meant for your heart. If you started framing and worshiping the envelope, you would completely miss the message. These tools, these cards, they are just envelopes. The Creator wants to write the love letter directly on your heart.
So, how do we break free from this? Well, it starts by reclaiming our true power. And that means we have to challenge the very reasonable-sounding excuses we tell ourselves. I'm about to share a few truth bombs, but please hear them with the love that they're intended with. This is all about setting you free. Okay, here's the first one. It's so common, and honestly, it comes from a really good heart. I pray over my cards before I use them. I'm asking God to speak through them. But here's the truth bomb. You can't sanctify a detour. The Creator gave you a front door, direct access anytime you want through the Holy Spirit. Using cards is like ignoring the beautiful front door and trying to climb in through a side window. He's right there waiting for you at the front door. You don't need to find another way in. All right, how about this one?
Oh, it's not really divination. The cards are just a tool to help me access my own intuition or tap into my subconscious.
And the truth bomb here is really just a simple, powerful question. If it's just you, then why do you need the cards to see yourself? The Holy Spirit was designed to be your counselor, the one who shows you the deep things of your own heart with perfect clarity. You don't need a middleman to introduce you to yourself.
And then there's the final excuse. This is the one that's meant to just downplay the whole thing. Oh, come on. It's just a deck of cards. It's just paper. It doesn't have any real power. So here it is, maybe the most powerful truth bomb of them all. If it is just paper, then throw it away. Right now. And just notice what happens inside your heart when I say that. If that thought causes a jolt of fear, a wave of anxiety, then it's not just paper to you. The paper owns you. So what's the escape route? I call it the power of the rip, and it's 3 really simple steps to freedom. First, you admit. Just say it out loud. I need help. I've been using substitutes to hear the Creator. Second, you renounce. Verbally declare out loud that these cards, these tools, have absolutely no authority over you. You take your power back. And third, remove. Physically get rid of them. This isn't just about willpower. Think of this as a spiritual rescue mission. Because I promise you, what is waiting on the other side of this, it is so much better. It's a total shift from constantly being out there seeking answers to becoming a source yourself. It's the difference between being a dry well and living as a flowing fountain.
Let's just do a little thought experiment. Let's call it the desert test. Imagine someone who relies on tarot and they're stranded in the desert. Without their props, their cards, their tools, they're a victim. They're powerless. Now imagine a spirit-led person in that exact same desert. They are a fountain. Why? Because their power, their connection, their source of life is internal. It can't be taken away by their circumstances. This is the life you were designed for. A life of truly internalized power, where the Holy Spirit lives in you. No external props needed, ever. It's a life where you wake up ready, because peace and direction are already present within you. And it's a life of contribution, where you become a fountain of love and truth for other people, not just a consumer of answers for yourself. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about. Are you ready to stop searching for answers out there and instead start living from the source that is already inside you? The invitation is always open.